Hello everyone and happy Sunday. I was thinking about doing a live stream, but when I went and looked on YouTube about the whole process, and it just seems so complicated. Unless somebody helps me figure it out, I don't think I'll be doing a live stream anytime soon. So welcome back everybody to the channel. It's good to see everyone. Okay, I'm getting a lot of really interesting requests for card readings, meditations, etc. And one of the requests was that I talk a little bit about if I pick up anything about the British royal family. Yeah, I did pick up something about the British royal family. So today I decided to share a dream I had, which, you know how sometimes you have dreams, particularly those of us who do intense meditation work, where the dream is so real you wonder if something metaphysical is going on in the dream. So I'm going to share my dream of going to Buckingham Palace and meeting the Queen of England. So, you know, we always ask permission from Spirit. And so I've asked different philosophers, spiritually minded people, what they think is going on when we have these kinds of amazingly crystal clear dreams that seem so real. And one of my friends a while back was a Catholic priest, and I had said, you know, what is your view of all of this, and from your perspective? And he said something very interesting. He said, it's very possible you're having some kind of a spiritual connection, and so the brain creates allegory and images and symbolisms in order to help us integrate these experiences. And I thought that was kind of an interesting way of viewing these meditations, dreams, etc. All right, so the dream I had was, like I said, it was about a year ago. I dreamed that I had been invited to the private apartments of the Queen of England, the apartments are inside Buckingham Palace. And what I saw an elevator that she could take, a private elevator that went up to her private apartments. And I saw that her apartments in the dream, people can tell me if this is accurate or just symbolic, the stairs go up and her apartments are to the right. And there's another set of apartments next to those, and those are where Prince Philip lives. And then there's doors joining the two apartments so they can have dinner together, etc. There are public areas. In the dream I saw that there were public areas for conferences, public dining, entertaining, both on the ground floor and on the second floor, where particularly that open area where people go out and they wave to the crowd. But the private quarters is separate from that. And in the dream, I showed up in the private quarter of the Queen, and her assistant was there, and I got to meet her assistant. And in the dream, her assistant it was a woman. She looked like she was about size 10, size 12, a big woman. Her age, she looked like she was in her late 30s, early 40s. It looked like she had been assisting the Queen for some time. She had brown hair. The brown hair came to about here, and I had a very nice conversation with the Queen's assistant. When I got into the kitchen area of the Queen's apartments, I saw there were a few dishes in the sink. It was very casual, and that the Queen likes to keep things very, very simple. She had this one assistant, and she could do little things in her apartment, like make tea and toast, and she could make simple things. And she just, for the most part, her life was very, very simple. And I saw that her husband had his own apartment, his own life. He kept his life pretty simple, but that they liked to have dates, that the king and the Queen and Prince Philip liked to get together and have like tea or brunch on Sunday and various different events, but that they were winding down. Interesting bit of a tidbit, when I did have a private, in the dream when I had the private conversation with the Queen of England, she said that her and Prince Philip were very, very different people, and that she said that soon after they got married, they had a bit of a tiff, because she said that Prince Philip's personality and her personality are very, very different, that she found him a little crass, and she wanted to be treated a certain way, and maybe he was a little gruff. So she complained to her mother. This is the inside scoop. This is soon after she was married. She complained to her mother, the Queen Mum, and then the Queen Mum, I guess this is protocol, she then went and spoke to Prince Philip. She then went and spoke to some men that were close to her, and they then intervened and spoke to the prince about his behavior. So there was a little bit of this kind of protocol that was a little unusual. Instead of the Queen being able to just speak directly, I'm having these issues with my new husband, she complained to her mother, then her mother complained to somebody, and then that person. It seems like a very complicated way to communicate, but that was the dream, that they had a rough patch early in their marriage, and it had to do with the fact that Prince Philip was a little rough around the edges, but they worked it out. And as people know, they've been together for a long time. So that was my introduction to the Queen and Buckingham Palace in the meditation, being able to come up the stairs, being able to see the inside apartment and how it joined with Prince Philip's apartments, the simple life she lives in her private quarters, the differences between the two of them, and how very early in their marriage, she was so young and so inexperienced that when she first had challenges with her new husband, she actually thought, "Okay, I'm leaving, or you're out of here." She had a bit of a temper tantrum with him, and I think it took a little bit of maturing to realize that marriages take time and they have to be worked out. But anyway, that was the dream. Let's see now. I was asked if I could do a throw on the future of the royal family. I know that Prince Charles is a Scorpio, so that would make him the King of Cups. Let's have a little fun on this Sunday and find out whether or not Mr. Charles will be the next King of England. Yes, let's check out Charles. What is the future of Mr. Prince Charles? Prince Charles, yes. What is Prince Charles' future? I'm not much of a royal watcher, but I used to love Princess Diana. With Mr. Charles. Base card, Ace of Pentacles with a 9 of Pentacles. He will inherit. I know people have thought that he would not. No, he won't go on to be king. I would say absolutely he will. Ace of Pentacles, and you can see here the inheritance card, 9 of Pentacles. So the answer is yes, he will probably be the next monarch. Where he is at right now. Knight of Rods. Things are moving very quickly. There's a lot of events and planning and things going on this time of year. You can see the High Priestess crossing right over him. Looks like a lot of events, a lot of activities, and a lot of information coming up. Some of it about Prince Charles that he may not necessarily be entirely happy about. I like the Knight of Rods sitting in the hot seat. Look at that. He's sitting in the hot seat in the Whimsy deck, trying to flee a situation that looks like a hot seat, and you can see the High Priestess right over him. So there's going to be a little bit of a scandal with the prince. Seven of Pentacles is moving in as well. I think that we're going to see a lot more activity with this prince regarding the charities and the activities that he's pretty passionate about. I know he's a staunch supporter of some of the traditional farming techniques. It's interesting that farming is what is tending one's garden is what the Seven of Pentacles is about. So he's just going to keep on doing what he does. He's going to continue to work on the projects that he's passionate about. But for now, there's a little bit of a controversy with him. What he is thinking about, Hierophant being the head of the church. The Hierophant, I believe in the Anglican tradition, it's the king that would be the head of the church. Is that correct? You have the clergy, the archbishop, but then you also have the king. So I think that's why you're getting a Hierophant in the third house with him. And you can see here he pulled double aces, always auspicious. Ace of Swords, victory after tears, with the Ace of Pentacles, which describes success in business and wealth. And the Seven of Pentacles is moving into Ace of Swords. I would suspect that because of his work as an environmentalist and some of his other activism, that it positions him very comfortable, in a comfortable way, with a future monarchy. In plain words, where the monarchy is headed, which is as a 21st. I think that he will set the stage for what will be a 21st century monarchy. He comes as having sound judgment. He's now pulled triple aces. We have a third ace here for King Charles, so he has triple aces. Success in his entrepreneurship, success after tears and struggle, success in careers. It's highly unusual that you'll get something like triple aces when you throw someone's cards, but here you can see very clearly. Let me see if I can show it to you there. You can see that he has really excellent cards. Having trouble showing it to you, but you can see here coming in. The hope and the fear. Ace of Cups. He's now pulled all four cups. All four aces. Ace of Cups, and then the final outcome, the Knight of Pentacles. I think that he will transition the monarchy into the 21st century. Hello, Mila. And Mila agrees with me. And we could see that after Prince Charles, hello, my love, after Prince Charles, there may be either an end or a dramatic change to the monarchy, because the end result is the Knight of Pentacles, which is stagnant, goes slow, doesn't move, and we begin a new cycle, moving on. So the transformer of the monarchy, it looks like, will be Prince Charles. And after Prince Charles, I don't know if the monarchy will survive or be the same as it is now. It looks like you can see the cards coming in, leading to a Knight of Pentacles, which is stagnation or not moving, and then the Chariot moving on. So, but boy, what a great card chart for Prince Charles. It looks like he actually does a great job, and he really makes some necessary changes to the monarchy that move Britain in the right direction. All right, great. He actually did great. I've never seen anybody, any leader, pull four aces. You have to admit that's pretty impressive. So Charles seems to be somebody who's going to do a great job and probably going to do good things for the country. But it looks like with those cards, Britain may be moving in another direction away from classism, eugenics, the belief that some people are more entitled than others because of, who their parents were, that sort of thing. It's something that the British are moving away from. People had asked me if I would throw again on Brexit because they're concerned about a hard Brexit. And I think that it's legitimate to throw on Brexit again because people think that Theresa May is on her way out and they voted against a hard Brexit. I keep saying that I don't see a hard Brexit. I think a better thing for us to throw on today is, will the people of Britain be able to vote to stay? Will we be allowed to have a vote to stay? Or will the British have a right to stay in the EU? It's interesting, when I meditate on the EU and Britain being in the EU, the last time I threw, the card said it's impossible, that Brexit is something that it physically cannot be done because of the structure of Great Britain. So they were attempting to do something that is literally impossible. It would be disastrous. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw to see if the British will be given an opportunity to have another referendum so that they can say no to Brexit. Will there be another referendum? Will the British people be allowed to have another referendum to stay in the EU? Will they be able to vote to stay in the EU? Where they are at right now, the World card and the Ten of Rods. Their relationship, their contacts with the rest of the world. You can see a Ten of Rods moving in. They have put themselves in a situation that they now feel stuck, or they feel that they cannot get out of. They have put themselves in a bind. Ten of Rods is about making choices that now make you feel contained, trapped. How do I get out of this situation? And you can see here the connection, or how they are connected to the outside world. They have blocked themselves off from the outside world. It was a nice idea in theory, but unfortunately, when you cut yourself off from the outside world, this seems to be suggesting that you're also cutting yourself off from resources. Where they're at right now, a standstill, Four of Swords, going nowhere, meditation, going nowhere, doing nothing, accomplishing nothing. What crosses them? The Ace of Cups, an offer is being made. Ace of Cups, very auspicious. So yes, some kind of an offer or opportunity, perhaps to stay in the EU. We can see an Empress card coming in. The time of the Empress is Indian summer. That's early September, late August. Fertility or growth, and specifically on the time is right before autumn. And what we sit in, the Queen of Pentacles, the business, the money, how the money moves, the country, the nation. The business of the nation. Page of Pentacles, that's Brexit. And then the final out card, action, reaction, you can see is death, transformation. I just don't see Brexit being what it was. I think of the Page of Pentacles as the message, as the contract, as the actual Brexit. But you can see here, action, reaction, it's moving into death or transformation. Where they are at right now, the hot seat, right? Knight of Rods trying to get out of there. Also Knight of Wands. What is around them? The Two of Pentacles. Very, very interesting. They're still holding out some kind of hope of a negotiation of some type. Hopes and fears, the Page of Rods. An announcement, a contract, an agreement. New beginning in springtime, and the final outcome is 7 of Pentacles. This is interesting. 7 of Pentacles would suggest a soft Brexit where different areas of Britain have different contracts with the EU. God, how complicated is that? But each flower is being tended to differently and has different needs. So it's possible that while Northern Ireland needs one thing, Wales needs something else, England needs something else. You can see here each unique flower needs its own personal tending. That is the outcome. Let's do a clarification. The Hierophant moving in with the 9 of Cups, very auspicious. Hopes and fears, the Sun. And the final outcome is the 2 of Rods. I think that this beast will be contained. It just keeps saying the same thing. I think they're going to get out of Brexit. Okay, not good news if you're a fan of Brexit, right? Looks like they are going to be getting out of Brexit because it doesn't meet with the needs, the individual needs of the different parts of the country that are voting. It just seemed like everyone's needs were entirely different. Yeah, I think that they're going to vote for another referendum. I don't think they have another choice, not with the way those guys look. Somebody had asked me, and I think it's a good idea, if I could also check to see about William Barr and Robert Mueller, how their relationship is doing, if they've had a falling out, if there's going to be a leak of the Mueller report this week. I want to check to see, because I had trouble. Last night I was meditating. I was trying to see what the relationship was like between Mueller and Barr, and I couldn't get anything, and I believe Mueller is leaving now, the Justice Department. I can't imagine somebody as smart as Mueller didn't have a contingency plan to make sure that the research was not, that the investigation wasn't shut down. I can't imagine that Mueller is not without options. I want to look into it. Let's take a look. All right, the relationship between Robert Mueller and William Barr. The relationship between William Barr and Robert Mueller. Was the investigation shut down early? It's going to get leaked. Base card for this question is the 9 of Rods, coming in with the King of Cups. Again, offerings of peace to deal with a situation that unfortunately nobody wants to deal with. 9 of Rods. It's interesting looking at the energy, just the beginning. Every time I go into Barr's energy, I feel almost like fear, like 2 weeks ago we did a reading and I said that I felt like this huge energy swooping in, like everything was calm, and then boom, it comes in, the Knight of Swords energy. It's almost like a stampede pushing past William Barr, ripping open documents. I don't think that this is something that Barr is going to be able to completely shut down. Now, people don't agree with me about Barr, but here is what I will say about William Barr. Nobody thinks that they're evil. Nobody thinks that they're a bad person. We always want to believe that we are doing what we are doing for the right reasons. We don't want to believe that many of the choices we make are due to irrational reasons, emotional reasons, etc. I think that in Bill Barr's, excuse me, I think that in William Barr's mind, he believes he's doing the right thing. he believes that this is what is best for the country, and this is what is best for protecting an ongoing investigation. He has convinced himself of that. But people looking at his actions don't see it that way. Where they are at right now, 3 of Wands, that's the wish card. The wish has been granted, 3 of Wands. What crosses it? The Knight of Swords, heartache, pain, disappointment. The Emperor is moving in. I assume that's Barr. With an 8 of Rods, they're sitting in. The Tower has already come and gone, you can see. And then the near future, there's an Ace of Cups. So I think we're going to see a very bold offer from William Barr coming in about what he's... William Barr is going to break from the president and begin cooperating more with the investigation. That would be the only way I could see the Ace of Cups coming in. And you can see here the King of Cups. I don't think that this situation will hold. Where they are at right now, the Hanged Man. The 10 of Cups is around them. Family, wish, dreams come true. Same with this 9 of Cups, also a dream card. 10 of Cups is about keeping the family together, happiness of the family, the needs of the community. I would assume that would be the American people. The relationship, hanging it up, moving on, hopes and fears that our wishes will be, that we will get our wishes. The 9 of Cups, the wish card. The final outcome from the Mueller report is the Page of Rods. So a decision will be made, and it will be a decision that appears to, well, also Page of Rods is April. It's specifically the month of April, but there seems to be some grand effort on the part of William Barr to correct this. But there's another part of him that's desperately trying to shut it down. You can see again the Knight of Pentacles, which is stagnation, not moving. He's trying very hard to control the narrative. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle. We're going to see a battle. We're going to get some of what we want probably this week. I keep getting the 10th when things start to open up, but it's still, there's still some resistance on the part of Barr going in the next couple of weeks. Barr and supporters of Trump trying still to hold on to the narrative and to control documents. You can see here over Barr's card, I pulled a clarification for his card. I got the Devil card. So we're going to see more struggles coming forward, unfortunately, in a couple coming weeks. All right, I enjoyed reading for everybody this Sunday, and I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of the week, or the coming week. I'll try and see tomorrow if I can do another reading about just the coming week and what we have planned. If people are still trying to get in for readings, I do have openings. Please reach out to me. I do phone readings from my home, and I would like to do a reading for you. All right, thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.